on the show, and I am here with my guys to discuss these matters arising. And remember, in the weekend, Nigerian Super Eagles awarded 3 points for that clash against Libya, and Libya was fine. So we're going to be talking about all that in details. Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Feeling super excited now that the main man has been given the award. He was looked over in the Premier League by the English press, and gladly he's gotten it now, and I'm happy about it.
Also, good morning.
He was looked over by which English press, John?
Yes, the English press should have
Person
given
with
him
the
player of the
injury.
season.
Person with the injury.
He just got injury last
Look
2
at
weeks
the
now.
guy's
See, he did
impact for
injury.
crying out loud.
Just
Look
when
at
he-
the guy's
3 weeks
impact.
When he was supposed to have gotten the record was when they won the Champions League, the Premier League, and everything, and yet they didn't give him.
It was Haaland is supposed to give that year, not.
It is the Haaland matter scoring goals. This man, if he was not there, they would have lost the Champions League finals. But all the same, kudos to the FIFA. Una don't try.
It's not FIFA actually. Now,
Kudos to FIFA. Una don't
it's
try.
actually now UEFA Ballon d'Or. So they are partnering with. They don't have now UEFA. They don't have UEFA Player of the Year
Yes,
now.
yes.
They now have UEFA Ballon d'Or. So the same way FIFA partner with them for a very long time, UEFA is partnering with them this time around. Okay, but before we go to that Ballon d'Or, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live now on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. You can join us, drop your comments. I will be reading your comments live here in the studio. This time I'm going to open the phone line earlier enough because I know everybody wants to talk about this Ten Hag matter. I know. Especially this my guy that always asking me every day, what is the news about Manchester United? Manchester United.
His name is Manchester United.
Yes, what is the news? Have they sacked Ten Hag? They have sacked Ten Hag now, so you can rest. You can rest now. So, but before, okay, let's start with that because that it came out yesterday as a shock. In the morning, everybody was because yesterday he talked to the press after the game on Sunday, and it wasn't looking like that they're going to sack him. But suddenly, everything changed around 12 p.m. Started hearing rumors about Xavi coming in. Then the news broke that Man United have sacked Ten Hag. John.
Yeah, it was shocking, but everybody, even the blind, could see it. From the start of the season, when we saw a couple of steps. When a sack is in the offing, there are some, outliers that you see, and this man, you are working on borrowed time. That famous Ghanaian music. When you start hearing the music, and you see two black men in those suits show up, and then you know that it's around the corner. So for me, the moment we saw the two horsemen join Manchester United now, talking about the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rene Hake joining that backroom staff, the moment we saw them, make some extra investments into the team, we also saw them move around some people in the backroom staff, talking about the medical team, a couple of all these moves, and then you come into the season, your first, was it 7, 8, 9 games or something, and you see the run of results was poor, and finally I think the last straw in the matter was losing to West Ham in the fashion that they did and the way the players played. The body movement for a couple of weeks has been that either you are unable to uninspire these guys to bring out that performance, or they are just not pulling with you. And I keep saying it, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again today. One of those traits of a good leader or a good manager, you have to be ruthless to fish out people who are only there whiling away their time and put in boys who are going to work for you. Unfortunately, the end of an era has ended and Ten Hag has hanged, and we cannot move on.
No, so what do you make of that? Because you are always campaigning like a Nigerian politician. You are campaigning for the high. Don't go there because
He's
I
your
know
fave.
you are always saying give him time to
See,
the end of the season.
please.
And truthfully, before the international break, they decided that he's going to be staying till the end of the season. But they decided they pulled the plug. What do you think went wrong?
Well, everything went wrong because you see that. I think the first thing that went wrong was what he said after the game against West Ham. You can't keep pouring. Like me now, I'll feel like after the game against West Ham, though my team won, but I felt like that wasn't the way to respond. You just lost the game. You just took a hit. Man, go to the hospital, heal. Mind your words in the media, because that moment was when he was like, let's go, because you can't come out and start blaming. There was a tackle, but it wasn't as it wasn't supposed to be given as a penalty. Yes, it was given as a penalty. You can't come into the media the next moment in just less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you're all this is fault, this is fault, this is fault, and you're not even taking any fault for yourself.
Yes,
You're not even reserving anyone for yourself.
I'm
It
happy you
was
agree
all
with me.
in that game. It's just that one game. John, calm down. In all of that, it was just this. The referee this, the chances this, the this thing this, and it just kept going round and round. And man, I felt like this was a game you should have at least said, "Oh, we did our homework, but it didn't work. We had to go back to the drawing board." I think if it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he would tell you we turned the corner, and with a big smile, he will tell you we turned the corner. And you ask yourself, you keep turning the corner, you don't know when you keep turning those corners, you don't know when you will go back to where you started from. And for Ten Hag, he wasn't turning any corner. He was just, it's not my fault. Against West Ham, you lose against West Ham after taking a major blow against Fenerbahce in Turkey, going one goal up. After people complain of you going to Porto, or what's it called, to play 3-3 draw from 2 goals lead, you end up losing that match and fighting to come back into the game. After letting some of the players go, and we've noticed that he's had favoritism in the side, and everybody is beginning to see it.
Everybody has
The
the
last,
right in the side.
it's when you say this player is not giving performance. If your favorite is performing, we understand that this person is performing. But your favorite is not performing. We saw the game against. I think it was the game where he brought in Anthony instead of Ahmad, and Anthony after 2 or 5 minutes told him he wanted to be subbed up and was actually stretched out. It tells that alone tells a lot of story. You get that alone tells a lot of story about the person who is managing Man United. And at that point, that was when in that game was when I lost it. And I think that was against Fenerbahce.
Now, do you think that the players are against him? Because if you look at that game against West Ham, we talked about it yesterday. They missed a couple of chances. Do you think that the players have a hand in this? Because sometimes what the managers are looking at, if you lose the dressing room, there's always 100% sure. It's two things that most times they will sack you if you're not getting results. If you lose dressing room, because the players will not respond to you, your staff will not respond to you. Do you think that probably the players have a hand in him
I have
getting
a very striking comment to make on this. If you saw the Ballon d'Or yesterday, and when they were giving out the Johan Cruyff Awards for the best manager of the year, Carlo Ancelotti was missing in action, but there's a telling statement made by Johan Cruyff to his son about managing in football. He said, whatever happens in a dressing room stays in the dressing room. And this is telling because what's his name now, Erik Ten Hag is very fond of calling out players on the media, very fond of coming out and talking about his players, talking about things that happen in training and the rest of them. These things are not necessary, and it's antics like this that can turn a backroom staff against you. We saw it happen to Jose, we saw it happen to Lampard. Even the players he brought into the setup joined in that mutiny, and we are seeing it again here with Erik Ten Hag. I feel, number one, poor man management of the players. 2, for me, I didn't see any player that would say improved incrementally or exponentially under Erik Ten Hag, apart from the likes of 2 guys that we have there who are basically driven because they want to do well, they want to perform, and they want to improve themselves. Talking about the likes of Ahmad and Garnacho, I haven't seen any dramatic increment in the other players in the side. And for me, I feel like if he's not fishing out guys that do not want to work for you, Baba, you are setting yourself up to lose your job. And then, just to round up now, nobody comes to the media to barter for time. Nobody comes to the media to barter for time. You do that behind closed doors with the board and the management, and you also do that every week you go out onto the pitch. You do that, and you do that by putting in results at the end of the day. And when you consider these 3 indices, you find him failing in a couple of them. And just to cap it up, like I said, he's taken by his own word and he's snared by his own word, and finally in the end,
when he came to Manchester United, he made that striking statement. When Jose came into 2004, he sat at that press conference and said that he's the special one, that he's here to do what he knows how to do best, and he delivered with his words.
Yes.
Actually, he won the title that first year that he managed Chelsea.
Yes.
When Ten Hag came in and he made that statement that eras are about to end, that Liverpool and Manchester City are a good club, but
end of an era.
I think talk and finish. No reach 1 year. This person come out for the club.
Who?
Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool. Pep has announced at retirement, and yet he was sacked first. You get, so it's just a matter of I think it's a matter of the problem Man United are facing. I heard one of my friends say, at least with Ten Hag gone, 20% of Man United problem have been solved.
Yeah,
That was the same.
it's
That
true.
was the same
It's
thing.
possible.
That was the same thing they said under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That was the same thing they said under Mourinho. That was the same thing they said under Luis Van Gaal. David Moyes, the same thing. Even when Ryan Giggs was caretaker manager and Carrick, they said the same thing. That 20% of the problem has been solved. How are you sure somebody else is not coming in with another 20% of the problem? Because you still have the same crop of players who has cost you your dressing room in the side.
I'll give you one. I think that if Villas-Boas or
Villas-Boas, Andre Villas-Boas, yes.
he was at Chelsea. They sacked him, and that coach took over and took them to Champions League.
Yeah,
It's
talking
possible.
about Di
The same-
Matteo,
the-
yes.
the same crop of players, because sometimes that's why I say if you lose the dressing room,
Look at it.
Players might not
The
be
same
able
crop
to
of
play for
players.
you.
The same crop of players will play for you for the first 6 months.
but they won the Champions League,
The
right?
same thing happened to Frank Lampard. Let's not forget about it. Frank Lampard was there as the manager. Then who took over from Frank Lampard won the Champions League? Thomas Tuchel. After that, what happened? He was sacked. So let's not use this Chelsea analogy. Chelsea analogy is different. You use other teams analogy, you see that it's still the same thing. A new coach comes in, the first 6 months he wants to show. He wants to prove a point. Then if he still leaves these players after the transfer, after 2 or 3 transfer windows, if he still leaves these players after 2-3 transfer windows, it begins to have his own problems with the player.
I think Ten Hag biggest undoing is the same biggest undoing I see Luis Enrique have not been able to manage players' ego and work with star players. Because at the end of the day, if you look at Manchester United numbers, the season Ronaldo was there, the season after he left, and this season, you can see a consistent decline in numbers going forward. And there's no justification to that. You also talk about the likes of a couple of other players who have been silent workhorses, doing work for the team and all of that. Every single one of them has phased out. So I think Baba ended up with what he wanted. It's just that what he wanted didn't want him, and now he's out. Simple.
Okay, if you look at his Premier League records, he coached Manchester United in the Premier League for 85 matches, 144, drew 14 and lost 27. That is actually a huge number to lose in the Premier League.
I think a total of 128 matches for Man United, and he lost 36.
Yes, winning 73 nonetheless.
Or 78. Now you ask yourself, what is this record for? Because this record now, for 128 games, you lose 36 games. For 200 and what's it called now in Ajax, he only lost 29, which means he has lost more games than he lost in 3 years in Ajax. In maybe I say 3 years, in more than 5 years in Ajax. It becomes a problem. You start asking yourself, what was the plan after all?
In general, he coached Manchester United in general
128 games,
172, drew 20 and lost 36. 36.
That's what I'm saying. And in Ajax, he was just 29. He lost. So why? What was that thing you were getting right in Ajax? We won't say it's a different league because you still have competition in the league. It's not just a team that will say, okay, you're always winning the league every time. There's always competition inside. So what were you doing right at Ajax that you were not losing games that you didn't do right at Manchester United?
I think if you look at it again, you are going to have to consider even the 76 wins you guys are pricing him with. If you go back and do the forensics on those 76 wins,
72 actually.
72, you'll find out that a couple of those 72 were just nicking it by the scruff of the neck, not really competently winning the game out. The fundamental is that the style of play, the play,
there was no
play
improvement.
at Manchester, no improvement over 3 years.
If you look at it, I don't think they actually improved in their style of play, because you can't play for how many years? 3 years. You have not played the game where you dominated. Like, when City can dominate you from beginning to end. I can't remember a game Manchester United played an opponent in the Premier League and dominated them from beginning to end.
Saturday.
Okay, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, my club there.
1 or 2.
Against Arsenal, the first leg, the one they won Arsenal. His first season, the season Anthony came to the Premier
They
League.
didn't dominate.
No, Arsenal.
They didn't dominate that game. They won that game.
Anthony's
I remember that
first
game.
goal of the season. Anthony's first goal at Man United started against Arsenal,
Yes.
and they played well against Arsenal.
You
in that
understand what
game.
I mean?
That was Ten Hag. See, let's not judge the last season of Ten Hag.
That's Ten Hag, but that's also honeymoon phase too.
See, let's not judge the last 2 seasons of Ten Hag in this Premier League and fault him. His first season he dominated.
Who did he have in his first season?
First season.
Who did he have in his first season?
in his first season, he had an average of 2.6 points per game.
Yes, go
In
back,
his first
go back,
season.
go back. I agree with you.
In his
Go
first
back,
season, he
go
finished
back.
third on
Look
the
at the
Premier League.
players he had in the team. Look at the numbers they were putting in. Look at those
And those
statistics.
players were
And look at it
tagged.
over the last 3 years.
Wait,
And you
John.
see there is a consistent decline.
Those players
You
were
came
tagged.
in, you rooted out Rooney.
Those players,
Ronaldo. You came in,
those
you
players were
rooted
tagged.
Rashford now from a scoring striker to
He's not
an
a scoring
assisting-
striker. He was always
to
coming
an
in from the
assisting
flank,
striker.
running behind
You
the fence.
moved McTominay that used to save you. Everybody that saved you in the club, you come to the media and you backbite them. You talk them down. You took Ronaldo out because you wanted to be the super figure in the club. Or you're a super figure. How far now? How markets? You're out. Simple.
Rashford was always running from the flanks. Even before we know him, even before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he was always operating from the flanks. Same with Greenwood. But you can play him as a striker does not mean he's. We've seen Rashford play as a top 9 and didn't get the numbers.
Baba got the numbers.
As a
30
top
goals
9,
in a season.
as a
If
top
you go
9,
back
as
and
a
you check
team.
27 goals in a season.
Come and check. Go and
as
check
the
where he
only
was
out
playing.
and out
Go
striker
and check.
for Manchester
Just go and
United.
check where he was playing. He didn't play as an out and out striker.
That was his
He was
position.
running behind. He was
That
running
was his
behind.
position.
It was all thanks to what's his name now, Cavani and Lukaku dropping deep, holding up play, dropping deep to let him run into space from the flanks. He has never played as a top out and out striker. His numbers as an out and out striker does not tell the full story.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FN Sports. Manchester United have sacked Ten Hag. That news broke yesterday. And okay, have some of comments. We have comments here on our YouTube. Emmanuel Okitipi is saying the boys wanted the coach out, and it won't also work with Van Nistelrooy. United too big a club and impatient fans for a starter as him. Okay, if you look at that Van Nistelrooy now, Van Nistelrooy is going to be taking over that position for as an interim manager till that the statement is that till they find a new coach. But you know how this thing works. If he produces results, they give him a contract. Because if you look at it, how many top coaches are available in the market? If everybody's going for younger coaches, Chelsea went to Division 2 to get a coach. Asta went to assistant coach of Manchester City to get a coach. Everybody is now picking up young players, and they are now being linked to this Sporting Lisbon manager.
Yes.
But first, Van Nistelrooy. Let's talk about Van Nistelrooy before we talk about the coach that's Sporting Lisbon's coach. Do you think Van Nistelrooy can do a great job with this Manchester United?
Why not?
Because he coached PSV for 1 year.
Why not?
He did a
Why
good
not?
job.
You see, one thing you have to give Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy has sweat equity with the club, in the sense that he has played there for a couple of decades and he's done great for them. So he's going to have more time. You can't buy time with the fans. You can't buy affections with the fans. So unfortunately for Ten Hag, he didn't have that, and this man has it. That's one.
Okay.
So they will give him time.
Okay.
The second thing now is that he's also a cult hero at the club. Same with Ole, and I know you're waiting for me there, but
No, I'm not waiting for you. I
he's
just
a cult hero at the
continue.
club. Then
Let's
if
not
you
talk
go
to my
back
mind.
and you look at his style of play and his record in coaching, he's had a good record in coaching, working with PSV from the under 18s up to the main team, even though managing them for 1 full year, winning 2 titles with them before coming to Manchester United as a glorified assistant. Yes, so in that light, you've seen success, you've seen that he's a winner, at least in that light, and now coming in. One thing that he's going to bring to the table that Ten Hag is not going to bring to the table or couldn't bring to the table is working with these guys, because he's a coach, he's not a manager. Erik Ten Hag, if you look at him for the past 3 seasons, there is nobody he has developed in that Manchester United side. He has always bought, and he's bought exclusively from a small pond, people he's worked with. Exclusively from a small pond, he spent over 526 million pounds over the course of his time at Manchester United. And what do Manchester United have to show for it? Last season, when they were celebrating winning the FA Cup, I said, okay, you guys had a terrible season in the Premier League.
John,
and everybody
talk
is
about the man you're
celebrating the FA Cup. Now they are having a terrible season. And I was saying it the other day, 2 days ago, that if Manchester United win a cup this year, they will discount the fact that they had a terrible season, which is setting a bad precipice or a bad outlier, in the sense that you reward people who get the fundamentals wrong. So Rod Van Nistelrooy coming in is going to set the right fundamentals. He's had the benefit of working under Fergie and a couple of other managers, and he can leverage
Club
on those
legend
experiences.
wey comot when Fergie talk say be patient with the young lads he's bringing in, and the same club legend they are about to sing his praises now said you can't win trophies with young players, and he left. They allowed him go. He left. He's back now, and you think because this person is buying players from a small pond, he will develop players. Club legend wey no believe in time when he was still the old player, when he was still in form, that you can't win trophy with small young players. How can he now prove to the world that you can coach small players to win trophies?
Because he's done it at PSV.
Wait, you're talking about the fans' patience. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a club legend. Treble, 1999 treble. Now he named the right all round, if you remember. The FA Cup against Tottenham Hotspur, the last match of the season when they won the Premier League, the Champions League against Juventus. Now he scored winning goals. Oh, they use lift treble.
However, off the bench.
Now still club legend now. In number speak for him. In number speaks for him off the bench. I remember him saying there was a game he was on the bench and they told the rest of the team that if you guys don't score, I'll bring in Ole and he's going to score. And he said it in that press conference that the coach that he learned from knows how to make players feel important even when they are not playing. And he learned that from Alex Ferguson. Now, let's come back to the patience. Are you sure the fan base is a? I don't know. I'm not in Man United, but I'll ask a question. Are you now sure that this careless fan base would be willing to give him time? Will exercise that patience he did not have with the fan base and the former coach? Will they exercise that patience with him now? Because I believe what they brought him in for is in case they are bringing in a new coach. You are a club legend. You know the philosophy of the club. You played there around 1990s and the early 2000s. You know what the principle of the club is. If a new coach comes in, help us groom the coach or help us assist the coach in grooming the coach to play the Man United way that you played, that won trophies. That is what his work is. And he will be as a caretaker manager until the next coach comes in.
Everybody talking about this Manchester United way. It's always funny to me. What is this Manchester United
It's
way?
trophies. There's nothing else. It's trophies.
Everybody talking about this Manchester
by hook or by crook. That's
I give you an example. Hansi Flick is at Barcelona. In quote, he's not really playing the Barcelona way in quote.
Yes.
But he's getting results. So nobody's talking about it. If that he probably is playing his style and he's losing games, everybody will tell him, go back to our tiki-taka.
You can't blame them because for once, for a team, Xavi came in his first season. He won the title. He won everything he wanted to win in that season, bearing the Champions League. Now, after that, they've had a couple of seasons without trophies. And Baba has come in and hit the ground running. And, he's working with what he has right now. So nobody will begrudge him that. At least give him his time, let him settle in, win at least a La Liga for the fans. And then when I start, is when you have eaten, you will not ask if you have money in your pocket or if you want to become Mr. President. Eat first, survive.
Ruben Amorim is probably going to be taking over Manchester United. But before we talk about him, let's go to our YouTube channel and read some of the comments about this sacking of Ten Hag. Josh Amechi Josh, welcome to the show. Welcome back. We missed you too. I missed you too. Emmanuel is saying no matter what Nonso says, Ten Hag was poor man manager. And he kept selling himself out with horrible press conferences.
Yes.
Amechi is saying this is a good morning. I am so happy. I'm so happy. My best news. Okay, everybody wanted the hack to go. Emmanuel is also saying, is saying, John, as for legends, ask Lampard and Gerrard how
market.
Fans have the shortest memory when it comes to their club. Emmanuel is also saying, John, Nistelrooy can't face the pressure of United fans and English press. Okay, let's talk about the new coach. Okay, before we do that, let's join Bowe. Bowe is our senior analyst. Probably is going to talk about this Ten Hag matter very well. Good morning, Bowe.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Bowe. How are you, Bowe?
We're good.
Are you happy? Are you happy? Tell us if you're happy.
No, I can't say I'm happy because it's not always good to see somebody lose his job. That's somebody's
Yeah,
father.
it's true. He has a family to
He lost
feed.
his job. But when a coach is sacked, the fact is that they will still compensate him. If he has 2 more years in his contract, he will still keep any salary for that 2 years to be over. They pay him off.
And they
So
actually extended his contract, so they are going to pay him
exactly.
more.
They will pay him till 2026. So it's bad enough for that. But I think now that United decided to finally do what they should have done by the end of last season, because United is not a team, it's not a club you manage with. They didn't like it, but that FA Cup win over City just gave him that little leverage, and they thought things would turn the corner, in this new season. But sadly, it has been the same. So it's not a shocking news actually for everybody. Maybe it's shocking for Ten Hag himself because they promised you, they've given you extra 2 years in 2026, and suddenly you are being sacked. So I can understand why he's shocked. But for United fans, for people who are outside, for people like us who have been clamoring to say United need a change, the man have looked smaller than the United job, than that role. United is a very big club. I think United need to know what to do now. Are they going to start afresh? But the problem we have with United is how many coaches will come now and they will be patient with that coach to do what he wants to do. You made an example of Flick. You could even hear yesterday Laporta in Ballon d'Or was even praising Hans Flick, calling his name and giving him kudos. You talk about the Clasico and the rest. So,
Yes.
like you said, he's winning. He's not playing the Barcelona way. A normal Barca teams play 4-3-3, but Hans Flick is playing 4-2-3-1.
Yes.
And nobody's
Yes.
shouting because he's winning games and he's on top of the La Liga. Now he has suspended with 6 points and doing a very good job. Got 1 or 2 players that he wanted, Omo and the likes of them, and that was it. Now, Ten Hag is not winning. He's losing, conceding goals, and has spent a lot of money. So these are all recipes for disaster, for a sack. So you won't blame United management. Even United management has shown now that we are good enough to give him extra time, but it's no longer our fault that he couldn't deliver. So United fans should be happy. But my problem with life is this: you sack a Ten Hag, you give a Van Nistelrooy temporary charge. My question is very simple. Not be him and Van Nistelrooy they call the shots.
No.
What different thing with Van Nistelrooy do? Or are they saying that Van Nistelrooy needs to give him examples and he doesn't listen to Van Nistelrooy? So it's a funny thing in football. When you sack the coach, you give his assistant temporary time before you get a new coach. But both of them have been working together and they have been the ones calling the shots. So because it's too easy to sack an head coach or sack his full backroom staff, it's not easy to bring in somebody new. So you just leave but you won't be shocked now in football. Maybe before they get a new coach in the next 3 games, United will win. Because footballers can be very funny set of people.
Yes.
The coach is gone under a new management and they will play as if they've not played football in their life before. And you'll not be shocked that they will give Anita Ray at the end of the season because they have turned this around. And United problem secondly is also a thing of the club. The club has a fundamental issue. All the past legends of the club have been saying the same thing. All of them, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, and the rest. And if you look into the United system, something is fundamentally wrong and it's eating up coaches. But we hope to find that as we go later on. And lastly, I know you guys are going to get there shortly. I don't know if you have done that already. I want to say first of all, congratulations to Rodri for winning the Ballon d'Or. But I will always have my issues with the voting system for the Ballon d'Or. Trust me about that. I felt whatever made them give Rodri that title, they should also Carvajal was also worth it. I'm not going to fight for Vinicius because Vini did not win any trophy with his national team.
Yes.
But Carvajal won with his national team, same as Rodri. But Carvajal won more trophies last season than Rodri.
God bless you, sir. God bless you, my brother.
I don't understand why they will not give to Carvajal. So it's a problem with Ballon d'Or because goalkeepers and defenders always have to suffer.
Yes.
Midfielders and strikers always have the greater nod. Only Fabio Cannavaro has been a defender who has won the Ballon d'Or and might not happen again in the next 50 years. Because if you're talking about trophies won, and Carvajal should win because Carvajal captained the Real Madrid side to win the League Cup, and the Champions League. unprecedented. My brother there, Rodri, just won in the Premier League. I think the
FA Cup.
Carabao Cup.
No, just
And
the
Carabao Cup.
no,
No. Liverpool won the Carabao Cup. Man United won the FA Cup.
just the Premier League.
Premier
yes.
League and the
and the Euro.
Carvajal won the
So
Euros.
Carvajal won 3 trophies in Spain and 1 with his national team. So why don't we give him the title? So it's funny for me how they do this voting system in the Ballon d'Or. But maybe we'll see what will happen next season. I feel next season will be Rodri's season. Will be Vinicius' season because he started well already after the tournament. So that, guys, congratulations to Man City and congratulations to Rodri. But Man United, they had it coming since, and I hope that the new coach will know what to do. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, 0706 048 5853. Call us and tell us what you think about this Manchester United sacking. The high is not there again. Call us and tell us what you think. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
It's Manchester United calling.
Oh, welcome back. We've not heard your voice for like almost 3 months now. How are you, my brother?
I'm very, very happy.
Like you will eat your last 3 weeks food in one day.
That last week, you said I did not attend to your calls because
You
I'm not
like for
happy
2
at
weeks
all.
now. We've not heard your voice.
I'm not happy with that team at all.
Child.
I'm not
Oh.
happy. Yesterday, when I heard the news, I was so happy. I even drank almost 3 bottles of beer.
Calm
yesterday.
down.
Oh, my brother, you were celebrating. You were celebrating.
Because of the news. So maybe I heard that they have sacked that man. Hey, I was so happy. So this thing will come to an end. This winning, losing every day. So I'm very, very happy yesterday. And thus I'm happy today. That is why I'm the first caller.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Because what is happening in Manchester United is eyesore.
Okay.
How can Manchester United, the great team, doing things and be losing that way? West Ham, that is not even informed.
Child.
If you watch out the people that even defeated Manchester United, 9 games, losing 4 games. 9 matches, losing 4 games.
I
Is
feel-
it not
I feel
bad,
your pain,
bad
my brother.
result?
I feel your pain.
Very, very bad. I'm not happy. I'm in love with Manchester United as a fan.
I understand that.
What exactly that make me angry is that every time I'm keep on asking, when are they going to sack this man? When are they going to sack this man? And the things are still the same. If they are playing game, you will not even see what the tactics and anything. Manchester United look like secondary school team.
Okay.
But today, it's a new day for Manchester United.
It's a new day for
I
Manchester
hope
United.
Ruben will take over because I like the man. The man is a good coach.
Thank
and
you.
he's a good coach also.
Okay, that's what we're going to talk about now.
Van Nistelrooy, let him play the Wednesday match. Let's see how the thing goes.
All right.
But the what I'm very happy. And also,
Boss,
thank you very much for supporting Manchester United. John,
Yes, boss.
what are you saying about this?
Thank you
I'm
very
happy
much.
he's gone. Oh.
John is not happy. Let's leave the.
I'm
John
happy
is
he's
not
gone.
happy.
It's not said that it's his fave that he's not happy.
Me, I'm just looking out for a good coach. I'm looking out for time. I'm looking out for someone that will come in and say,
What
"This
you
is."
cannot give Lopetegui is what you're asking them.
Me,
to
see,
give.
look at it. Look at.
Yeah.
I didn't crucify Lopetegui. I've seen his records.
Okay, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Ike fans.
Okay, Ike, what do you make of that sacking?
The last caller, he will soon go back. After this weekend match, he will go back whether he's like to say. Because this
Ike,
man is
I'm
so
not nice.
that his anger is not a problem of mine. This man fans, all of them. Last year, all of them say the anger I get to. The anger must stay because he win Cali FA Cup. See, all of them are turn against him. But the one that said that he should not go anywhere. I don't understand the problem of mind fast is that they don't know where their problem is. They don't know what is causing their problem. That is, and it's very bad. It will be very difficult for that problem to solve because they don't know what is bringing the problem. Let's see what John. John, you are praising this and think coach now under the color that he is having to no wahala. So play 3 matches or 4. You
will know whether it's Sabi do or you know Sabi do.
You shall see now.
I know that they will not do anything.
After 6 months and he still there, we will know if he did or he didn't do.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go to our YouTube channel before we keep taking calls. Let's go to our YouTube channel. Emmanuel is also saying if Barcelona can sack Xavi, Chelsea can sack Lampard. Who is Van Nistelrooy? Emmanuel is also saying I am not happy, Sha. Man United would have waited for Arsenal to collect their own share of the Haz gift before.
He go surprise you for
before
that.
sacking.
He go surprise you
Before
for that
they
match
They are
against.
playing Chelsea next.
He go surprise you for that Chelsea match now. Man United go come wake up with all the antennas up,
Mhm.
and they'll come play well. They'll come win.
That
Because
will not show you that it was
Ten Hag-
mutiny in the
Ten
first
Hag,
place.
Ten Hag is good.
Hello, good
Mhm.
morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
This is Friday calling from
Okay.
Garage.
Yeah, Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
Friday, I'm not happy.
You don't sound happy Friday.
Yeah, wait, make I talk. I tell you that, what I be telling you on Sunday, when I hear that very well, what I be talk.
Yes.
I tell you that, they will win Barcelona. Barcelona will win Real Madrid.
Uh,
That's what I tell you.
Yes.
Arsenal will play draw with Liverpool.
Okay.
Yes.
They will win Man U. Don't I tell you now?
Yes.
You talk a-
Don't I tell you now?
Yes.
Huh?
You know say you dey busy.
Some coach problem of Man U. Let me coach.
Mm.
When I go see, I better bring that one when they want bring it. They go hear that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. Our phone is buzzing here. 0706 048 5853. Okay, the news broke yesterday that they are looking for Ruben. They're looking for Ruben Amorim from Sporting Lisbon. And the news this morning is that he has given them green light to move to Manchester United. I think his cost is about 10 million pounds, 10 million euros. So, but let's see. What do you make of that deal? Before now, let's take this call before we answer that. Hello, good morning. Okay, I can't hear that what you are saying. Okay, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please.
And the next, yeah, my name is Jose. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay, Joseph from UK.
Yes, I want to say, first of all, I like to sing a song. You know?
Please, we don't have time. Please.
Fine. He's already sang the song. The Lord has done it for them. Finally, continue. Just say.
You know that West Ham guy in that your studio. That guy, I don't know. Well, I will give you a credit, but he used to analyze football with so much sentiment and emotion.
Yeah.
You know that's why I always like the Man City guy, even though he's my opponent, but he you can play emotion away sometimes, and you know how can you be saying things like this?
That
You were the one that was saying the other day that he will stay when John was saying that he will go. I was asking myself, is it that you are watching the same football that we are watching, or is it that you like for Man U fans to be crying every week, every week? When we go for national break, international break for matches, we used to have like peace of mind. Whenever the national break is about to be over, I will start panicking because I know what's going to happen that weekend. Every Man U fan will start, oh my God, what will happen this weekend? We are going to collect again as usual. How can a West Ham, my brother, you know, you who is the coordinator, I can tell you something for sure. There's not something you said that I know. You said is either Man U players are playing for them to sack Ten Hag, or they don't, or they are doing, or maybe they have an issue generally. I agree with you because you can't tell me that Dalot will miss that goal. Dalot who can score
from 30 years out
and balloon the ball away and carry his hand on his head. He knew what he was doing. He wanted the man out. And guess what? Immediately he went out, that started sending him messages of thanks boss. Look at all of them.
Oh, that's Instagram post.
Now you can see. Let me be honest to you. First of all, I love what Bo is saying. If you go through the social media and listen to these guys, our Man U legends, you will know that there's something fundamentally wrong in Manchester United as a club. from the players are collecting huge amount of salary every week and all that, and then coming to play rubbish. There is something wrong fundamentally. Even if we bring Carlos Ancelotti or bring Pep Guardiola, if they don't let the man work, Man U will still be the same Man U.
Okay.
Have you not? Let me say this before I go.
Okay, Josh, please.
Have you not noticed something? Every good coach comes to Man U and they leave. When they are leaving, they look as if they never coached even an Enyimba or a Rangers team.
Yeah.
They look like
They
amateurs.
come in. Thank you. Look at Mourinho. Look at Van Gaal. Yeah, tell her. Look at him now. He was a tactical genius from Ajax. Now he came to Man U. See how we are happy that they sacked him.
All right,
See,
Josh.
those what
Let's give
those
others.
guys that they never really did well. That they coach any good team was Ole. And to be honest with you, Ole was the guy that really gave Man U that beautiful football. Even though he didn't win anything, but we enjoyed. There was something Ole did. Those first few years he was there. But what will happen? The coaches they come in and they go out worse than they were when they came.
Okay, Josh.
Something is wrong.
Okay.
Fundamentally.
Thank you, Josh. Let's have other people.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Josh from UK, from our YouTube. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, gentlemen in the studio.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Yeah. Calling from Abba Road, aka someone dying there. Unfortunately, they have sacked them for
Okay, what is your contribution about this sacking?
No, so when I think don't try to sack
No be we, no be we. We pity them. Na referee na sack the hag. Referee will give us extra time penalty.
Now what can sack the hag? I'm telling you honestly.
Na referee give us penalty. Na sack the hag. No be we.
They could have wait more. Make we get to catch them.
That was the plan. We wanted to play a draw so that we can leave it to you people.
I'm telling you. That man, the fact is that the hag is not the problem of Man U. I'm telling you honestly, you see what will happen. Their match is cannot hold the pressure of what we are getting. What is happening to you? How can I talk with you? So tackling the hag is not the problem. The problem is that the hag as a person maybe it's not very united with the player. And it's like the players don't want to play with him. But there's no problem. That's him already. We'll just see what will happen next match.
All right, thank you very much.
I think they said they give you another Ballon.
Yes. You won the Ballon d'Or, yes.
No, it's not. It's like you do Pasha. The guy is not making at all. What do you play? We wanted him to get that Ballon d'Or, but no problem.
All right.
They should best to them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, Ruben is he has given green light for him to coach Manchester United. I don't know if it's going to be immediate or end of the season, but as Bowie said, if he gets a couple of results, they might delay it till the end of the season. But as the news this morning that he has given Sporting Lisbon, they are negotiating for him to move over to Manchester United. Do you think that he can do well with Manchester United? Because if you remember, he plays three at the back and plays two strikers in front. So do you think that he's going to come there? Because if you look at the hack, he came in, somehow changed his tactics. He moved from his normal passing game to, I don't know if it's a Manchester United way. Then this guy plays three at the back. Do you think he can come to Manchester United and insist on his style, or he's going to play the Manchester United way again?
If we are talking about formation. Ten Hag's formation was 4-2-3-1. But when you look at when they play, he's always having 6 players in the positions half. You get? So which means from that 2-3-1 is about 7 players, or perhaps 7 players or 6 players. He's having more of those players in the positions half than in his own half. And if you look at Ruben, in the other hand, Ruben plays 3-4-3. But one of those 3 in front drops to midfield, and one of the midfielders drop to defense. So it's 4-2-4. You get? Or 4-2-5, which means the goalkeeper is going to join the defense line. So it's 4-2-5, which means all these players have on paper, and when they play is different, because on paper you can see the formation on paper, but when the team starts to play, you see a different lineup. I'm seeing Ruben as a manager who likes to conserve, get goals, come back and defend. That's just what I'm
John,
saying.
what do you think about that deal? Do you think he's the right choice, right guy to take Manchester United forward?
When you talk about Ruben Amorim, I'm kind of angry now because he was in the back pocket for when the great one decides to hang up his boots at Manchester City and go and play golf somewhere, sipping my ties in maybe Cuba or Aruba or wherever. But it's fine. We can lend Manchester United the Ruben Amorim and let him go on, and at least let Manchester City, the city itself, become a city with two great clubs once again. But Ruben Amorim for me is the perfect choice. He's a seasoned manager. He's managed a couple of teams, Braga and Sporting. Yes, he's Braga, SC Braga, and he's managed Sporting Lisbon. He's been at Sporting Lisbon now for about 4.6 years, 227 matches, 161 wins, 33 draws, 33 losses, 2.2 average points per match. Sorry, 2.27 average points per match.
We are doing that with Ten Hag too before he came. And what happened?
Ten Hag only dreams of having these stats.
No, it's
now,
not.
Let's do you one better.
It's not
Let's
dreams
do
of.
you one
Ten
better.
Hag was 2.6.
He has won 2 points.
Ten Hag was 2.64
in his first season.
Before he came to Man United.
Yes.
Then this one now we are calculating 2.62 or 2.2 something in Sporting. If he comes to Man United, what will happen?
Okay, let's take this call before we continue, John. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Godwin.
Good morning. Name and location, please. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, name and location, please.
I said it's Bishop.
Okay, Bishop, what is your contribution, Bishop?
Ten Hag. All the that were to understand.
Yes.
He wasn't doing well. And my anger with him for that he has brought in a lot of players. At first, he could have managed to way because I don't have the players to do so. But now he has close to 11 players he has brought in by himself. He was allowed to do so.
Okay.
So he couldn't succeed. Yes, I also dropped him to say this. The guy was not my problem. The guy is too small, my problem.
Yes.
Small. He can't. He has a problem fundamentally.
Yes.
And I think they should start from setting the floor. If I am advisor, that's what I advise. First, outright. Then, because when they say the club outrightly, the person will start rebuilding. They will start from letting some people go. Just like Ferguson, a lot of people are on their wage, not even players alone. Some concubines, some play to go from nowhere. They are asking. A lot of it, then they know what is fundamentally wrong. They don't have a good organization, but maybe they can get it right. But I can showing that on their way, little drive, little Ferguson on their way be a goal, and bringing some people who know people like some trade. The high staff they have brought in, maybe they are on their way. But I still think that as long as the family of what is their name, I don't know if I've forgotten their name.
The Glazers family.
Yes.
Yes, as long as the family are there and their father is no more, I don't think the team will change automatically unless the union now buy the man you out of maybe 2 years or 3 years later. Understand?
All right, Bishop. All right, thank you.
I wish him good luck. I wish him well. His next future, let him get another job and try and succeed. But just like one guy said, only you haven't seen much from him after Vanguard, nothing. Mourinho, we know his case. In the Copenhagen got a job at the National Land and Giggs, we don't know. Many of them, David Moyes. And this is just the 8th or the 9th person after Ferguson. So that's to show you that this is the man is not really a good team.
Yes.
But at a certain time, it deserves the sack. You know that because when I'm not doing well, one guy told me that we should keep on sacking. You will get it right.
Okay.
I don't know if I should believe him. Yes, because when somebody is not doing well, honestly, the person start the job. But maybe on the lucky day, they will get someone who is free. This is how this thing will be.
All right, thank you very much.
I think they should keep on sacking.
All right, thank you.
Not to say about there's no Champions League. We still talk about Champions League. Ballon d'Or,
Yeah.
no time.
All right, thank you.
Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Thank you very much. All
Yeah.
right, thank you very much.
Well
Okay,
said.
let's talk about
Well
the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or happened yesterday, and Rodri won that Ballon d'Or. It was a surprising surprise for everybody, but everybody was thinking that Vini is going to win it. Because of that, the entourage for Real Madrid did not attend because they were informed probably the day of Ballon
Early
enough.
announcement. Perez said nobody they go.
So if you look at the winners of Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, Yamal won the Young Player of the Year. Is all the Copa Trophy.
Yeah.
The highest scorer for the year is Grand Muller's trophy. Two persons won it. Mbappe and Kim won it. Martinez again, Emiliano Martinez again won the best keeper.
The Asian Award
for the Ballon d'Or, and Real Madrid is the club of the year. Okay, if you look at that award, do you think that it was between Jude, Rodri, and Vini? But when they asked, I think the head of editor of the Ballon d'Or, he said something, French football, he said something that I think they split their votes between Jude and Vini. That's why actually Vini lost. But if you look at it, do you think that Rodri did his best for him to win that Ballon d'Or?
Now look at the way when we're saying this at the end of the season, I said this Ballon when the nominees came in, I said this Ballon d'Or belongs to a certain player if you're going to give it by performance of his single season. And John was crucifying me at that. I said this Ballon d'Or belongs to Cavani because last season was his best season so far, scoring the Champions League final, scoring 6 goals in the Champions League and other goals he scored in the league. Last season was the best of the best. And though we now say he's Rodri played for Man City, won the Premier League. Cavani the same thing, won the La Liga, won the Champions League with Real Madrid, went on to win the Euros with Spain. You get, so he was like the best player for the best right back in the La Liga last season, scoring goals and getting assists. He was also one of the providers for the goals that led to the goal against them. I think it was against Germany, the one Mikel Moreno scored. He was one of the providers for those goals that led to the finals as well in the Euros 2024. So I think for me, he was one of the players that deserved it. But you look at the numbers, we all know that this season was not Rodri's season. Rodri's season was 2023.
Part of the
where he won the Champions League and the Premier League. That was 2023. Rodri would have gotten it there.
I think part of why Vini didn't win it is because he didn't do well in Copa America. He probably have done well, and people are saying that if probably England won that trophy in the finals, Jude would have won the Ballon d'Or.
So many things, in this scale. It's called a kaleidoscope for a reason. There are so many moving pieces. And, I have to give it to Rodri because he's won it out and out. And then we can now, mull over the final details as to why he's won it. But if you are going to tell me that Carvajal, for scoring 6 goals in a La Liga season,
he's a defender.
As a defender, not La Liga, Champions League.
He's a defender. 1. 2, he's a captain of Real Madrid. He won the Champions League, he won the La Liga, and then he went on to win the Euros. If his numbers is what we are using to mark him for to win this award, then I think his numbers pale in comparison to over 1,000 players in the leagues across Europe who have better records and better numbers for their clubs. So for me, I think it's a 3-horse race. It's meant to be between Jude, Vini, and Rodri in this one, and Rodri edged it out, and it is what it is. The moment they said for this Ballon d'Or they were going to factor in the success at the Euros, then I knew it was going to be
because
Rodri.
now they changed that. It's not actually the Ballon d'Or. It's now UEFA Ballon d'Or.
Now, even if they're going to factor the success in the Euros, you look at Jude's performance in the Euros as well.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't win the Euros.
But
he didn't win the
Euros, finals.
But he went to the finals.
And he is the best player for Real Madrid.
Back forward to 2018. When Real Madrid won the Champions League, and this guy didn't reach the finals of the Euros or the World Cup finals at that time. Luka Modric.
He reached the finals.
Reaching the finals of the World Cup in 2018. He got the Ballon d'Ors. He didn't win the finals. He didn't win the trophy. You get? But now this person got there. Jude Bellingham got there. Got the player of the season for La Liga. Got the goals. Got the assists. Got everything he needs as a player, an attacking player for Real Madrid, and yet couldn't get the final number.
The criteria to use to judge
the thing is,
understand it again.
The bias in the criteria keeps changing just to favor some certain players, and that's just what I would say about it.
The bottom line is that if you look at other trophies that were given away yesterday, you understand that the criteria is winning and winning major trophies. That's one. Winning for the national side, winning in club football. If you look at that as the marker, you go back, who won best team? Best female team was Barcelona. Why? They won the Champions League. Best football team was Real Madrid. Why? They won the Champions League
won
as
La
well.
Liga.
You understand me?
They
And
won La
and
Liga.
they won La Liga.
Carvajal
Then
won more.
if you yes,
Winning Carvajal won
coming
more.
to that. We are still coming to that. If you now go ahead and you look at best footballer, that's the Ballon d'Or now for the female side. He went to what's her name? Atiana Bonmati. Barcelona, she won with the national with the club football. Then now when
She
you
performed
come,
in the national team as well.
yes, she was
She
performing in the
performed.
national team.
She
Then when you
won
now
and performed.
yes, she won and performed. But when you now come to the Ballon d'Or,
The men.
the winners there are serial winners at club level and at national level. But the votes were skewed in favor of 3 players, and of the 3 players, the vote was skewed in
Makes
favor
sense.
of Carvajal was not in the running top 7.
I think-
Carvajal was, I think, either
It's
13th
fourth.
or
No, it's
It
fourth.
was fourth.
It's fourth.
Oh,
He
okay,
finished
fine.
fourth.
He finished fourth, but he wasn't in the running. The votes were split. The votes were split, and it's not anybody's fault that Rodri had more votes than him, and he won it. He also was a driving force for Spain in the Euros as well too. So that's it.
Okay, Rodri won that Ballon d'Or. Congratulations to him. I don't think that he deserves it. I think 3 of them, the 3 players, they deserve to win it, but they decided to give it to Rodri because I think if it was only one Real Madrid player was there, probably one of them might have won it. But that vote was split between Jude and Vini, and somehow Rodri won it.
And
Okay,
it's a shame when you become the club of the year and none of your players or none of your executives was there to pick up the award.
And they have been doing it before. Even
They've
when
been doing
Ronaldo
it before.
was there,
Yes,
so it's
Ronaldo
not,
has been doing it.
so it's not
a
actually
normal
really a
thing.
new thing.
It's a normal thing.
In the MPFL, Rangers drew that game. It's the 1-1. What do you make of that? Going away to get a point is okay.
Is what? See, some of these results is not okay. We keep saying this and we'll continue to say it. Please get us the 3 points. We won the league last season. When person don't touch better food, you not go want chop biscuit and granite again. When you don't chop better apple, you not go want chop biscuit and granite. So please, we've touched the trophy. We've gone to the Continentals. Let us continue to go there. Finish in the top 8. And to finish in the top 8, you need to win games home and away.
Please, it's not top 8. It has to be top 3.
I'm not saying top. I'm saying top 4. Because top 4 goes to Continentals too.
I won't settle for anything than a top 2 finish.
Okay,
that's it.
Rangers won, got that game 1-1 yesterday. Let's hope they keep doing better. Okay, let me read some of the comments before we go from our YouTube channel. And Esther Divine is saying it was rigged. The Ballon d'Or was rigged. Amechi is saying Ruben is the only coach tipped to succeed Pep Guardiola. Okay, he's also saying Amechi is also saying do Manchester still have a pattern? Okay, then Jaja Sonto, welcome to the show. You say, I am sorry the Ballon d'Or has lost its relevance long time ago. Okay, this is how we are going to end in today's show. Thank you for joining us on today's show. Tomorrow we probably will talk about more about this Ballon d'Or because there are many angles to it, and we have a whole lot of games. The Carabao Cup is happening. Some games are happening today. Let's see what happens today. My name is Godwin, and have a beautiful, lovely football day.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the